This is a Bostitch pneumatic flooring stapler, and I'm going to go over some things today. It's not a substitution for the manual, but just kind of a walkthrough of some generalities about the tool. A flooring stapler shoots flooring staples, generally about 15 gauge, and anywhere from 1.5 inches long to 2 inches long. One thing to think about is what kind of subfloor you're going into. If it's a real hard subfloor, for instance OSB can be real hard, you may want to opt for a shorter stapler, because even with the pneumatic assist the machine may have difficulty driving a 2-inch staple all the way in. That's really the biggest consideration on these tools. There is a flooring staple gun versus a flooring nail gun. I'd say it's tomato. There's two schools of thought out there regarding these tools. One thing that is a fact, though, is that staples are about half the cost of a flooring nail. And so if you're going to be putting in a lot of flooring, it may be wise to go ahead and opt in for a staple instead of that. Keep in mind, if you're doing it on very thick material and very heavy material, you may want to opt for a cleat nail, because if you have penetration problems with these staples, they're really difficult to get out. You have to get a hold of the end of them and pull them out. Something that everybody needs to know on these machines are, first of all, the first problem that happens is that people don't put the right cleat on the bottom. There are 3 different types of cleats, depending on what type of material you're installing. If your material is a 1/2 inch thick, this says 1/2 inch on it, you install this, undo these 3 Allens and put it on. If you're using 5/8, use this one. And if you're using 3/4, use this one. The reason is that it sets the angle proper so that your nail goes in the middle of your floor instead of too high or too low. So if you take care of that problem, your staple goes in the right spot. That's the first problem that people run into. That's an easy fix if you've read the manual or someone's told you about this part. You can see also here where the staples come out of the bottom of the gun. It's a pneumatic nailing gun, which means that when you hit this, air pressure assists the impact of this rubber mallet on this gun. You can hit this lightly, however, and get light penetration, and you can hit it harder and get deeper penetration. I really recommend that you try a test piece first to get the idea of what the right swing is. You don't need to hit it home like you're hitting a baseball home, but it just requires a firm smack, but not too firm. Obviously it's a rubber mallet, so it's not how hard you hit it, it's just kind of getting the right feel. And there's only one way to do that, and that's to swing it a couple times and get a feel. These machines are a little different in that the maximum pressure you can operate it on is 90 psi. If you go beyond that, you can damage the machine. And the loading mechanism on them are a little different, but pretty simple. There's a thumb piece here that you grab and pull back. Take your nail or staples, drop them in, and then there's a catch pin right here that you just need to push past, and then that pushes and loads your nails, and you're ready to go. Comes with 50 feet of non-marring, non-kinking 300 psi hose, as well as 150 psi pancake compressor. The reason we give this as a unit is that you don't want to mark up the floors and the room where you're working, and you want a pancake compressor that you can bring into the room where you're working, and that's right beside you if you need to change your air pressure at all to make any minor adjustments if there's any variation in the floor. Other than that, this machine is really easy to use. It's simple to use. We attached a swivel head on it so that your hose won't be in your way when you're working, and that's about it.